Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ben Zone here. We're doing a Royal Rumble preview show here. We're going to do a wrestling show probably every month or every like premium live event or pay-per-view. So I'm really looking forward to doing this at least once a month. We'll try and do some other wrestling shows as we go along that we're adding on to the here on the Ben Zone, including the Have At It show and our 2-3 Ben Zone, which is our basketball show. But tonight we're going to preview the Royal Rumble 2023. It's going to be on in an hour from now. So we're not going to go too long. We're going to preview all the matches, all the good stuff that's going to happen here tonight at the Royal Rumble. But I got guests with me. I'm going to introduce you to my first guest all the way from Canada. He is Mr. Kyle Yacy. Kyle, thank you for coming on, man. How you doing tonight?
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on the Ben Zone. No, it's a good night. Lots happening in the wrestling world. So, first a shout out to you and a thank you for doing something like this. This is awesome that we can do this on this platform. So,
yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that because I want to do stuff like this more, expand beyond football and basketball, other sports like that. I like entertainment. This is one of my guilty pleasures.
Oh, absolutely.
Wrestling fan all my life. So, and I appreciate you coming on. We got one more guest joining us. I want to bring him in. He is one of my co-hosts on the NFL edition. He's stepping in the ring with us tonight. Mr. Johnny Dean. Johnny, how you doing, man?
How's it going, guys?
Good. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. So
I'll ask you a question since it's a wrestling show. Have you heard about Mongol?
Oh,
no,
Steven.
I haven't heard about Mongol.
Yeah, with his ALS. Yeah.
He's on his last legs now, man. So looking pretty bad for him.
Well, send out prayers to him. What a legend, man. As you know, NFL first. He was with the Bears in the Super Bowl, that Super Bowl run. Then went into wrestling in the mid '90s. Part of the Four Horsemen. So, yeah, man. Shout out prayers to him and his family. Yes, man.
Oh,
nice. They're getting ready for the show. Cool.
Trying to get into wrestling young a little bit. Trying.
Yeah, get them started, man. That's good.
Yeah, why not, right? Who's your favorite wrestler right now? You don't have one yet? Oh, he hasn't picked one yet.
Yeah. He'll watch tonight. Maybe he'll pick one out.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, it's I was just gonna say it's nice to see how things have been going. Like it's really sad towards even like pre-COVID where you could tell like the bookings and the storylines were just so stupid. Like to put it bluntly, right? Like now that Triple H has been in charge with creativity and everything, it's kind of bounced back. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
I think it's done. It's bounced back a little bit now.
Yeah,
I told fans, guys, it's not going to change overnight. It just doesn't. Because you're going to have to develop stars. It's like the NFL, Johnny. When we talk about developing players, you're developing characters, and you got to develop characters so that way, fans can get used to them.
Absolutely.
And they, get ready, to be those superstars. You got to build them up first. So it's going to take time. Now, tonight's a good example. This is one of those shows where you can do that. A wrestler can elevate themselves, like a Rhea Ripley. She can go from mid-card to main event all of a sudden if she can win the Royal Rumble.
I think it's pretty obvious I think that's where it's going to go.
And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes with the matches and everything. But, we got one more guest. It looks like we're going to have a four-way match here.
I love it. Fatal four-way.
Alex Schomber. He's got his Royal Rumble shirt. He's ready to go. How you doing, Alex?
I'm taking Kyle. I'm taking Alex on my team because he's just such an angry guy all the time, man.
Absolutely.
Ruthless aggression, eh?
Oh,
yeah, I'm not acknowledging him. I don't care.
I have my version.
God damn it! Why don't you acknowledge me? God damn it!
I have my Royal Rumble prediction, but I think sadly, for the first time ever, I think Kyle might actually agree with me on something for once. I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to spoil it yet. I don't want to.
All right. Well, first, let's get to it. Let's start off with some of the matches first, guys. This is the Raw Women's Championship tonight. We got Bianca easy for me to say. Bianca Belair, the champ, going up against Alexa Bliss. This is an interesting storyline because for months they were teaming up together with Asuka to go up against Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. So now you kind of saw the plants being seeded a little bit in the last. So where Alexa would you kind of saw her with an attitude, kind of saw her in the back when they would win matches, she's kind of in the background a little bit jealous, and now she's bringing back that character, with where she was with the Fiend a couple years. So
is that what's
I
happening?
have a weird prediction on this one.
Let's hear it out.
I feel like because you saw in the last, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, where I guess like she was doing her old ways of like looking like like Bray Wyatt is like talking into a mirror. I feel like it's one of those things where, I mean, as much as I like, since Sasha Banks left, don't say anything, Kyle. So you're gonna say something. My next favorite was Bianca Belair, so I want her to win, but I feel like it's one of those things where she pulls it off and has Bray Wyatt make an appearance middle of the match, or she does some kind of thing that she always does with the Fiend to get her like advantage over. Because the only thing Bianca really has is her hair that she uses as to advantage. But I feel like Bliss pulls something off and wins. If not, it's gonna be one of those things where she wins at WrestleMania.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I look at this match. I don't know, Kyle. What are your thoughts on this match?
So I think this is going to go either two ways, in my opinion. So the way I look at it is either one is going to tie in more so to the Fiend storyline or Bray Wyatt's current storyline. So I think right now the split consensus is whether Bray Wyatt is having a personality thing with like the Sister Abigail and the Buzzard and Huskus and everything like that. So tonight will kind of solidify if we're going to see if it is the split personality or if it's the Firefly Funhouse coming to life. So I definitely see Uncle Howdy tying in to Alexa Bliss's storyline tonight, and we might see the full transformation or not. But in my opinion, I think tonight is the only title change we're going to see, and that'll be Alexa Bliss beating Bianca Belair. And I think they're going to set that up for a WrestleMania storyline that'll kind of go a little bit deeper, which will then potentially, and again, I'm guessing, but that'll lead to the draft of all of Bray Wyatt's personalities or the Firefly Funhouse getting drafted into either SmackDown or Raw. And I think this will be the start of it. But that's what I think personally.
Okay.
Yeah. It's weird. Me and Kyle actually agree on something for once. This is weird. This is weird. I'm not used to this shit.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to that. Do you want to comment on this or?
Oh, I'm a student tonight, man. Because all right, I was a avid wrestling fan from the '60s all the way up through the WCW Monday night, Thursday night Raw stuff, and then I just lost track of it. I lost interest in it, honestly, when the storylines got so stupid. And around 2010, I just quit watching it altogether. So I'm coming back tonight. I'm going to be like Goldberg for his 500th freaking introduction. Who's next?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm just trying to catch up a little bit, see what's going on with it. And the 30 man, 30 woman thing. I remember the first time they did the women in the Royal Rumble, and that was hilarious. So
who won it? Was it Becky Lynch?
Looking to be entertained.
Yeah, I think it was. She won the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for Rhea Ripley to win it. I mean, I'm not holding my breath on it. I feel like somebody else will win it, but that's who I think is going to win it.
Don't spoil it. We're not there yet.
It's going to be what I want to see. I hope it happens towards the end. I want it to be Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch to be the final two.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if I'll get that wish, but that's what I hope would happen.
I don't think that's the final two. I have a feeling I have a guess of where I think it's going to go, but I'm saving that. I'm not spoiling it.
Okay, well, as far as the championship match, guys, for the Raw Women's title, I'm going to stick with Bianca Belair, and I think just right now, there's just too much momentum. I don't think WWE wants to take the belt off her just yet. I think Alexa's fine, but
she hasn't done anything though. Like like what does Bianca have going for her though? That's my only issue. You know what I mean? Like,
sure,
I mean,
and I
what it was supposed to be, it was before, because originally what they were trying to do, what I told Ben before, was they were trying to bring, after the whole fiasco with what's her name, Naomi and Sasha, they were trying to bring her back so they could fight, so it could be Sasha versus Bianca at the WrestleMania. But they want, in order for her to even come back, they want her to prove her. It's more of like a prove it deal somewhere else. It sounds kind of weird, but like they want her to prove it, have a prove it deal in the Japan wrestling, so they can earn her way back in. That's what I thought it was gonna be, but it has to be someone that's gonna win it, that faces, because I would want to see Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at the WrestleMania. That'd be like my ideal match, but I don't know. That's just wishful thinking at this point. Like, but as much as I want Bianca to win, I feel like it's one we've seen it before, where somehow something pops up and it's like interference, kind of like gets their head out of the game.
Yeah,
it's typical WWE fashion. As much as I want her to win, I've been watching this for so many years. I know it's something that's going to happen.
Alex, I think if you're gonna go with that way, I don't think she challenged Bianca Belair. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. That's where, like, even like, let's hypothetically say that that's what we're all gonna choose, is that Rhea Ripley is gonna win the women's Royal Rumble. She's not gonna go after Bianca Belair. It's gonna be Charlotte Flair, because they already had a match at WrestleMania. It would be another grudge match. Essentially, is how it would be. It would be the return of Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley again, with the new improved Judgment Day Rhea Ripley. And that's where we'll have a different change of pace.
Wait, so I guess they changed the rules. So basically, they're doing the same rules as last year, where you can fight somebody else from a different brand.
Absolutely.
I thought it was like, because from what they told me, from what I saw, is that whoever wins, that person has to face the person in their perspective brand. I know they changed it or not.
Actually, Alec, it's always been that way.
I don't
say they said that this year they were going to change it, but I guess they never did.
I didn't hear anything.
I never heard of that. Well, I'm just saying real quick, Bianca, I just think right now WWE likes her so much. And plus with the Royal Rumble, they want to try to get an opponent out of it for WrestleMania. I don't see it as a long-term storyline with Alexa and Bianca. I think, just my opinion, I think this is a one-match stop, along the way. And then Alexa will probably have her own program with somebody. Bianca will have her program with somebody after the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the matchup there. Let's go on. Speaking of the women, we're gonna talk about the women's Royal Rumble. This is a very
perfect. May as well.
So now we're gonna, from what I've read earlier today, there are some entrants backstage. We're probably gonna see some from NXT.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna probably see a few legends. Wouldn't be surprising. My pick is Rhea.
Trish Stratus pop up.
Yeah. My pick is Rhea Ripley. I just think right now there's a lot of momentum for her. WWE, with the whole mommy and Dominic thing, Judgment Day. And it's someone new. Triple H probably wants somebody new to go up against a Charlotte or a Bianca. I'm going to assume it's Charlotte, so we'll see what happens there. But that's my pick. Kyle, I think we agree on this one, don't we?
Yeah. So the only thing where I'm kind of a little bit different is I do think it's going to be Rhea Ripley, but I have a feeling the last person in the ring is actually going to be Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. That's kind of what I'm thinking where it's going to go. I think they're trying to do something with Liv Morgan as well. Again, this could also potentially tie into the Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, whatever you want to call it, storyline. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we actually did see Liv Morgan kind of like as a red herring who would be like Sister Abigail kind of scenario. But you can just see that darker side coming out of her. So I feel like the way that they've changed her character with the promos and everything, they wouldn't, I guess, waste that. And she was actually a little bit of an interesting champion. So what they might do is set that up potentially where it's like a Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, if that's the scenario where Rhea Ripley does win. But that's what I would expect. But also kind of at the same time, I wouldn't be necessarily shocked if they did something with Mia Kim too, because she seems to be getting a push as well. So,
okay, yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me. Liv Morgan, obviously she was the champion for a little while on SmackDown late last year. I could see her in the Final Four easily. So, real quick, guys, Johnny's going to cut out, do some stuff. So thank him for being on.
Thanks, Johnny.
Alec, your turn. You liking this? You'd like winning the women's Royal Rumble match tonight?
I mean, I agree with you and Kyle on this one. I mean, I've been back and forth between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, but I'm gonna go with the more dominant wrestler in that one. So I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley on that one.
Okay, sounds good. All right, guys. Before we get to our other matches, let's read a few comments here.
Sure.
Johnny says hi. How you doing,
Hi,
Johnny?
Nice to see you
again. Kyle knows this guy very well. Nick
Rosario. Nicky boy. Chicago Bears fan. Nicholas Rosario. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely, man. What's up, boys? Thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it. And he says he thinks Bliss is going to win tonight.
I do. Okay. I think this is the only title change tonight. But potentially, there's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get to it. But
okay. All right. Well, we read those comments. Let's get down to another matchup here. This is an interesting match, guys. The pitch black match.
So excited for this match.
LA Knight. Yeah.
Man, I love his promos, man. They're so good. Like LA Knight, if anything, like, I read something funny, and I want to see what you guys think about this, where I was reading on WWE rumors where apparently people hate working with Bray Wyatt because they don't come out better because of it. Like, they feel like they harm, I guess, the progression of that character that goes with Bray Wyatt, maybe because he's just so strong of a promo kind of guy. But honestly, man, I thought LA Knight has held up really well. Like, he's been cutting some money promos, man.
Oh, he's been great. I just never understood why he never got the call up. Now, before, when he got called up, they
like
had
Maxim Dupree. Wasn't he like Maxim Dupree or something like that?
Like, I didn't get that at all. Come on. Stuff. He's LA Knight. The guy can.
Yeah. Los Angeles Knight.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, Triple H is like,
fashion thing was just cringeworthy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so glad Triple H got him out of that group. I mean, that's going to kill anybody's career if you're going to do that. So, but anyway, yeah. So tonight, like Kyle said, LA Knight's killing it on the promos. I think he's carried this program so far. I mean, Bray Wyatt's been good, but LA Knight's kind of stepped it up a little bit. So he's made this match interesting. Normally it's kind of one-sided, but in this situation, I think both guys, it's tough for me because either guy can win this tonight. And I don't think if one of these guys loses, I don't think it hurts them. But I would like to see LA Knight get the win because I think there's more potential there. Bray Wyatt, he's established already, so it's not like he absolutely has to win this match.
Apparently, he's the top babyface right now. That's what I was reading the other day. That there's no bigger babyface right now than Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're showing the backstage because they told Sami Zayn not to show up on the show.
Yeah. That was fun.
I want it to happen tonight where they backstab him, but I feel like they're just going to keep it lingering.
So that's a spoiler that we're definitely going to talk about that.
But with this, as far as predictions go, Kyle, who do you like in this match? Who do you think comes out?
I think basically I only see two potential outcomes here. For me, I see either Bray Wyatt wins, and then we see either the split personalities, the Firefly Funhouse puppets, and he just wins and he continues on with the momentum. But if he loses, which is possible, it's something to do with Uncle Howdy, and then we get an Uncle Howdy reveal. Those are the only two possible outcomes I see in this match.
Okay. All right. That's good stuff. Mr. Schomburg, who do you like in this matchup?
I mean, I'm going to go with the competitive advantage. I mean, it's not going to be an easy fight for Bray Wyatt, but I feel like he pulls it off in the end.
Okay. All right. So
I do agree with Kyle's opinion on that. That could be one of those outcomes that happen.
Both of you guys like Bray Wyatt. That's good stuff. I kind of like to see LA Knight come out of this one with the win. If he does, they'll probably continue this feud because normal storylines tell you if you have the heel win, you have a setup for another match so the babyface gets his payback. I'm gonna go LA Knight. I just feel like he's carried this program. Triple H, I think, sees that too. Like he's gaining a lot of momentum, and as a heel, this will elevate him, and that way he'll get some other great fresh programs with other guys down the road. And also the split personality thing, it could cost Bray Wyatt, and Uncle Howdy, let's not forget, could.
Can we talk about how sick though Bray Wyatt's intro is now? Like that song is fire, man. Oh my god, what is it? Shatter by Code Orange. I'm not even kidding. That's probably one of the sweetest intros I've seen in a while.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's good stuff. He's reinvented himself. He's not sticking with the same kind of entrance, kind of like what The Undertaker did. You saw the Raw 30th anniversary show where he shook his hand, told him, whatever that was.
Pass the torch.
That's the torch kind of thing. So
yeah,
good stuff, man. It's good stuff. So with that being said, we'll transition over to another title match. This is the other one for the night. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns goes up against Kevin Owens. This has been now. Remember last year the Royal Rumble? They had that match as well, I believe. Was it last year or maybe a couple years ago? They did a
I think it was a little last year. I think
Thunderdome. Yeah, in the Thunderdome when they had a Falls Count Anywhere match. It was really good. Kevin Owens has been really great.
Yeah.
I expect Roman to win, obviously. He's not going to lose it right now, but it should be a hell of a match. Alec, I'm going to start with you. I think we obviously know who's going to win, but how do you see this match playing out tonight?
Hopefully longer than normal. I've kept saying every single pay-per-view that Roman Reigns was in that he would lose his title. Clearly not getting it tonight, unless some miracle happens. Script writers. But I feel like it's one of those things where Roman Reigns pulls off the win last minute off of Kevin Owens' mistakes.
Okay. Mr. Yacy,
why? This one's tough. So I think the obvious choice would be that Roman Reigns is going to win it. Like it would be hard to see him losing it at the Royal Rumble. Like I know there's the big 4 pay-per-views where we have like the Survivor Series, the WrestleMania, the SummerSlam, and the Royal Rumble, where typically if there's going to be a big title change, it's going to happen at one of these pay-per-views. That's just stats and previous history, right? But the thing is what they could do potentially is I'm going to play the oddball, and I'm going to actually pick Kevin Owens in this match. And the reason why I'm going to pick Kevin Owens in this match, is I think what will happen is somehow Sami Zayn is going to interfere, and Sami Zayn is going to cost Roman Reigns the title. And then what will end up happening is Roman will still have the one title. So then that way they strip that undisputed title scenario, and they send one title back to its respective brand. And then there, that's when the Sami and the Roman Reigns feud will start then. And I think that potentially might be what happens. I'm gonna take the not so favorable approach on this one.
I don't disagree. I mean, if you're booking this is interesting because there's been reports saying Triple H, they're trying to find ways to get one belt to the one show and one belt to the other, so that way they still have 2 separate champions. I'm going to throw this one at you real quick. Let's just hypothetically. Let's take your approach on this, Kyle. That's Kevin Owens' match, right? Wins the belts. Sami costs him title. Roman, all of a sudden, sneaks into the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, and goes on to WrestleMania.
Wow, that'd be something. That'd be something.
I think about that. It's not going to happen, I don't think. But I'm just playing hypothetical here. This is interesting. Now,
let's be real here, then. Let's be real here. I was just going to say, because the thing is after this is done with Roman Reigns, I think that's it. Like he's off TV. I don't think that's going to be much after this. Like once Roman Reigns drops both titles, I think you see him leave WWE.
Yeah, because he said started last year. He's taking more time off because he's not doing house shows anymore, and he's not on every week on SmackDown. So, that's what he said. He wants to slow down, because he's still a young guy. He's late 30s, but he's at a point in his career now where he's done pretty much everything. Also, we got to remember he survived leukemia. So
did it come back? Do you know?
No, it's
Okay.
he's 100% right now. But we got to remember too, before he won the titles, he wasn't around during the COVID era because of his leukemia. So they had to keep him away from TV, away from wrestling. So he's kind of slowing down a bit, but this should be interesting. I want to see how they creatively take this approach tonight.
It's important. This match, actually, more so for Roman Reigns, I think is one of the most important of the storyline. There's a lot of things that could either sell the crowd, gain the viewership, so then that way you get the momentum of the viewers going into WrestleMania. I think that's really, really, really important. And depending how they do it tonight will kind of dictate, I guess, how WrestleMania is going to look, whether it's for day 1 or day 2, and kind of what the matchups are going to look like for sure.
Absolutely. So we're all in agreement. Roman tonight?
Yeah. No, I'm going Kevin. I think I'll go Kevin. I'll be the odd one.
Be the odd one. Okay. All right. No, fair enough. Let's get back to some of the comments. Nicole's in the comments. Thanks, nice. Nicole, for coming in. How you doing tonight? Nick says, I think this is where we find out who Uncle Howdy is. Yeah, I do too. I'm going to say it's Bo Dallas. It's his.
Oh, for sure.
Because they brought him back recently. So
which is sweet, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Nick says that male model's gimmick really sucks. Glad he got. Oh yeah. I always say if it's a comedic gimmick or a comedic group, that's just one step closer to catering. Because
God,
it's got a place for its show. And LA Knight's just too damn good of a talent to put in a group like that. Yeah. Let's see. Johnny Dean says, what legends are supposed to show up? I've not really read much. They're kind of keeping it, tight.
I think
it's a surprise every year.
Yeah, I think we could see. This is kind of a spoiler for my men's Royal Rumble, but I think all that talk about The Rock not being in shape and not being able to be conditioned is BS, and them trying to throw a red herring out there. I actually think that we are going to see The Rock in the Royal Rumble.
Wow. Okay. No, hey, you never know, man. You never know. It should be fun. That's what's great about the Royal Rumble, guys.
I love it.
Show up, yeah. Johnny says they really missed a chance with Wyatt's name. Should have put him in a mask and called him the Beast of Bray Road. Ooh. Hey,
that'd be cool.
That's kind of a nice name. Facebook users, I don't know who that is. Trying to find out. Says that Stone Cold entered the match tonight, and there's been talk about that, guys.
Yeah, I've heard that.
WWE's reached out to Stone Cold on a potential match. Now, we don't know who the opponent's going to be or what they're going to do with Stone Cold. But
I heard it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and that's another interesting name. He's back recently. He's feuding with Bobby Lashley, so I can see that one being a feud right there. Lesnar and Lashley going on for at least another month or so. So,
I can see it being a WrestleMania match, honestly.
Which one?
But then there has to be a title in it, I think, at that point.
You think so? Title match?
Yeah, I don't think you could just go with that as being a match. I think that would have to be also like a title match. If somehow, Lesnar or Lashley's going to have to win that United States Championship, and they'll have to somehow try and, manipulate all of that maybe into even a 3-way WrestleMania match, or maybe that ends up being the fatal 4-way that they're going to have at WrestleMania. Who knows? But
yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, which is kind of one of the good things right now with WWE, with the Triple H era.
Yep.
A lot of possibilities out there. They can do just about anything. So Sami Zayn going to throw Roman Reigns like they did Shane McMahon hell years ago. Okay. Interesting. Nick says, watching the pre-show, Roman told the Usos to stay back and Sami is with him. I think Jay somehow cost Roman the match to set up something for the Elimination Chamber.
I mean, I could possibly see that. Because if you saw on Monday night,
he stood up for
him. They were doing that whole tribal court.
Trial, yeah.
Jay's the one that stopped him from almost getting the chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's been a leak too, like where it doesn't say if Roman stays champion or not, but they're saying that the title match for the Elimination Chamber is going to be Sami versus Roman Reigns. Whether that's actually true or not, and what that looks like is a whole different scenario.
Yeah. And Kyle, I'm going to tell you why that is. No Way Out is in Montreal. That's where Sami's.
Oh, okay.
This is the baby face now, Sami.
Well, when's No Way Out? Is there No Way Out coming up?
In February. Yeah, it's going to be in the middle of February.
Oh, I didn't know there's 2 in February.
Yeah. Well, 2.
Or is there 1? When's the Elimination Chamber? Isn't that February?
Is it the Elimination? Maybe that's what it is. The Elimination Chamber.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that show is, it's in Montreal.
Yeah, that's Elimination Chamber.
Right. So it'll be at the Bell Center. Sami's from there, so that's why you're seeing that listed.
Oh, okay, that's smart.
I mean, yeah. So it's kind of obvious, but I think tonight might be the night Sami's out of the bloodline, and
it has to happen. I think.
Yeah, I mean, they played it so well, So I can't wait for that. Let's see. Corey says Hell Cell last time Sami. Okay, we read that one. I can't believe Lawler looks better now than he did 20 years ago.
Botox, my friend. Money will buy you like a pretty new face.
Yeah, exactly. And Booker T enter match rumor back.
Oh,
I think he will too. Yeah. He's wrestling. Booker T. Yeah, he's got his own school in Houston, Texas. So he does some wrestling every now and then, makes appearances. So. All right. With that being said,
what if we saw Dustin Rhodes? What if we get to see Dustin Rhodes then?
He's in AEW. He's
like Goldust?
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, I mean, well, technically he's Goldust. He's not
right?
Dustin, but he's in AEW. So we're not gonna see. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, let's talk about our final match here.
Okay.
This is it. This is the big one. This is the one that decides who goes to.
Can I go first on this?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is what I think. There's 2 potential scenarios that I see playing out here. I'll make it short. It's either going to be Cody Rhodes or it's going to be The Rock. Okay. Now, Cody Rhodes seems like the obvious choice, which is kind of why I think they're not going to go and do that. They've been kind of, with all his vignettes and him coming back and stuff like that. If Cody Rhodes does win it, I'm not necessarily going to be upset because I think he should be the person necessarily to go and dethrone Roman Reigns. I think that would be a smart move. He's a proven wrestler all throughout the wrestling community. So to see him win, I think that would be a really good idea. Now, again, I think all this stuff about The Rock is BS because they've been talking about The Rock coming back for a long time, right? And honestly, like, how could this not tie into the Bloodline storyline even better than what it already is? Saying that, Roman's the head of the table and people to acknowledge him, but like The Rock has held that forever, right? Before even, Samoan wrestlers were really a thing. It was The Rock and, his dad, right? Yeah. And I don't know. I think that's going to be what the setup is. Now, if The Rock wins it or not, could be a different story. I think we see him for sure. I think he could win it, which would be the smart move. And that's what we're going to see. Those are my 2 outcomes.
Okay. Alec, who do you like winning this match tonight?
Oh, speaking of that, I found out who the rumored people are to appear. So far, they have Logan Paul because he's back from his knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
They got Edge and Beth Phoenix.
For both women.
Yeah. Nice.
What's it called? Women and men's Dewdrop for the women's.
Mm-hmm.
2 Japan superstars, like to be decided.
Oh, was Kenny Omega in it? Please tell me Kenny Omega's in it. Lie to me right now.
He's in AEW.
I want him so bad in WWE. So bad.
And then there's Kyrie, like Kaira. Is it Kyrie Sane?
Oh, Kyrie Sane?
Yeah. But she's wrestling. She's in New Japan though. She's wrestling Mercedes.
No, they might have Japan wrestlers pop up in it.
Oh, okay.
But it can go 1 or 2 ways for me. They can go the right storyline that would make sense for a comeback story would be Cody Rhodes, or it's one of those things where they set the story up differently because it can go one or two ways. It can go Roman Reigns. Because is this match before or after Roman Reigns' fight?
I'm gonna assume this is gonna be after the title match. They wanted to put the Royal Rumble on last, but who knows? Maybe
I
there
feel
could
like
I don't think so. I think it's
I feel like
first.
it all depends on how that match ends. If for some odd reason something happens and something interferes and Roman Reigns loses the title, I feel like somebody else would win that has a feud with the person with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Maybe Sami Zayn. Who knows? I mean, it's just storylines that could probably make sense. I'm still sticking with Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Depending on who wins this Royal Rumble match, the Kevin Owens fight, even though it's probably going to be Roman Reigns, even though I always pick against him every single time and I always get disappointed. Every single time.
Well, before I give you my pick, I'm going to read one from Nick here. He says that they also mentioned that Hackshaw, Jim Duggan, and Diamond Dallas Page are in town for an autograph show. I saw that too. Could be surprise entrance in the Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised.
Sure.
I could see it. Yeah, they'll want to put some people in there. So here we go. Here's my prediction. This is going to be kind of out of nowhere, guys.
Okay.
I mentioned this before. Put it on solo screen here. Okay. We talked about how Triple H wants to get one belt on one show and one belt on the other show. Get it back to separate champions, separate brands. Okay. Here's a scenario for you. Remember in 1994 when Bret Hart and Lex Luger both went out on the floor at the same time? Okay, check this out. I see a scenario there where Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins are the final two, but they both touch the floor at the same time. Now, why do I say that? Listen, guys, you want to get the belts off Roman, make it a separate one. Since you could have co-winners. Cody challenge one title, Seth challenges for another title. Think about it, guys. We get put it back, put one title on one show, one title on another. Have a co-winner, so that way, Roman would have to defend one title on one night, night one title on the other night, night two. What do you think of that logic?
Oh my god! Plot twist: the Fiend actually comes out from under the ring and wins the Royal Rumble.
But would that count because his feet touched the ground?
I'm just thinking about a kind of a unique scenario. If you want to keep a separate title on one show and the other, have a controversy where there's two guys that get eliminated at the same time, the final two guys.
Yeah.
And instead of doing a match for that title, have one guy face one champion, like for the Raw title. Have Cody go up against Roman for the Raw title.
I like it. I like it. The only reason why I say The Rock is I think what'll happen is The Rock will just drop it and then it'll go to a straight tournament. So that's
okay.
That's what I'll get
on it. So yeah,
I just hope they'll do in any of these matches. I hope they'll do what they did last year when it was supposed to be Bianca and Sasha, and then Becky Lynch pops up and it's like a freaking 13-second match, and it's like,
oh yeah, I hope it's nothing like that. I just hope quality matches is what I'm hoping for tonight.
Yeah,
because that last year I was like,
right?
I was
actually like 13 seconds.
I was at that SummerSlam when Becky came back and beat Bianca for the 13 seconds. That's because Sasha didn't show up for the show, so they had to do a finish. But all right, and Nick says, I have a feeling since Cody's been advertised that he might be number one entrant.
Yeah,
that pop would be huge.
I see that happening too. I think if he does go, he'll be number one, and then he'll try and run it all. I think is what could happen because nobody's done number one and won it all.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys.
I mean, no one else fought a torn pectoral, so
it's nuts. Like it's crazy that he did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
So,
right.
all right, guys, listen, the Royal Rumble is going to be coming on in about less than 20 minutes. I loved it. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show. This is
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do more of these. I think we're gonna do one next month with the Elimination Chamber. The WrestleMania one we're gonna definitely do as well. I want to try to do a weekly show. We'll give you more details on that when the time comes. But can we get any final thoughts from you, Mr. Yasin, where we can find you at?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm part of the Let's Talk Football community, the NFC South Takeover. We're kind of laying a little bit low on the shows right now, just with it being end season. There's so many other shows going on. So definitely tune into the off season. You can definitely catch me there, as well as the NSD shows on Friday nights. For those that don't know, that's North Sports Dynasty. We talk lots about football. Lately, it's about mock drafts and everything. So definitely come check me out there. Might have a hockey show on the go. Not entirely sure what's going on with that yet, but between there and hopefully more of Ben Zone's WWE specials. So once again, man, I really thank you for having me on. This is awesome that we can talk about wrestling. It's so sweet to get that out of my system. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, anytime, Kyle. You're always welcome here. Mr. Schomburg, got any final thoughts where we can find you too?
I mean, you can find me. I mean, I wasn't on the show yesterday because I have work this weekend, so it's kind of like slim picking on like what I can do on that time off. But you can find me on Ben's show on Friday and Thursday nights on NFL Edition with Alex, Johnny, Ben, and occasionally Anthony, and whoever usually pops up.
All right. Guys, once again, thank you so much for coming on. And everybody in the comments section, thank you for commenting. Thank you for checking the show out tonight. Let's do it, guys. Let's get ready for the Royal Rumble, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Outside of US, it's on WWE Network. Here in the States, Alec, me and you are going to whip out the Peacock and then watch the show tonight. So
love it.
I had to
All
say
right,
that.
guys.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
All right, man. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on the Ben Zone.